And that's Grandma. We're over at my grandaunt's house, Pearl Hope. I didn't even know she had these pictures.
Did you need to close the blinds?
No, I don't think so. I think I can do it just for Grandpa's family. Annie, could you maybe point out who's who?
Yeah. Now this was Glenn. You remember Uncle Tom?
Yeah.
Poor Glenn.
That's Annie's granddaughter right there.
That's Tom.
Okay. Now then, if you can just point them out.
Well, that was Tom, and Polk and Munn thought he was too grown up.
Too grown up?
And he should have been there.
Yeah.
And that was my oldest sister. I never knew her. She was burned to death from Wichita Falls, but, hardly knew her. But
Yeah.
I kept in touch with her daughter at Pampa.
And you said the little blonde boy there with Grandma is Grandpa, my granddaddy?
Let's see. This was Papa, and it'd be,
my granddaddy, right? And you're my great-granddaddy, but over here to Grandma?
Grandma Little.
Right in front of her.
And that's her, Lily, the daughter.
Yeah.
The oldest daughter. And this is Polk. And this is Grace. And she was married and she died at 18.
My goodness.
But her father-in-law called me Grace all the time.
Yeah.
When I got up older.
Mm-hmm. That little picture there is you when you were a child. I'm going to get that, and then I'm going to get a picture of your grandbaby here and see how much y'all look alike.
Well, I want you to get... Look, did you get that one, is she and I right there?
No, but I will before I get out of here.
It's the one that...
An adjustment for when the light's at the back of it. That's Annie right there with her grandbaby.
Yeah. "4 years old when that was made."
Okay, that's my grandpa right there and that's his older brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
and
that's
his daddy.
Right. Uh-huh. And I was the baby of the family, you see.
Uh-huh. And there you are.
Now don't hold it on me too long.
Oh, well, I want to get a picture.
I'm not very photogenic. I never have been.
This is Annie's son, Jerry. Me and him are about the same age.
Yeah. Let's see.
He's February the 5th.
He's a little older, isn't he? And Gary's a little older than Jerry.
Jerry's older, but Jerry, when you talk...
I want you to have it if you didn't have it.
No, I have it. But I've got it when Liz out front.
That's Annie's son, Jerry, with his wife, and that's their baby. And that's Jerry's wife and the baby. There's Jerry with his family. He's moved off to Houston now. There's Annie's little nephew, my daddy. Let's look.
Why don't you come on in here and...
I was trying to find the pictures of your mama. Yeah.
But I'm not going to give it away.
No, I
It'll
wouldn't.
come back.
It'll go, I think Oh, I've been reading the business page
I did
every
too,
day.
like I was in
And
business.
CDs are worth nothing
Uh-uh.
compared to what they used to be.
Yeah, but your savings account, either the interest rate keeps going down. I
Yeah.
used to draw 9.5% on my stuff. Now then, I think I'm getting 6.5 this year.
Well, this last, I bet you, was just 5.4, and they'll be due in January and February.
Hey, Annie,
Now,
would you like to tell the story of your little adventure yesterday for posterity here?
tell us
Go ahead and tell him.
About your excitement yesterday.
what.
Yeah.
Now, see, I didn't quite understand.
Tell us about your trip to the mall yesterday.
Oh, I see. Well, I came back from getting these boots over at Monning's, and I went, and Minyards is right down here after you cross Arkansas Lane. That's where I get my groceries, and they'll cash my checks for me. And so I have a card where I can park in the handicap places. You know, I got that when they operated on the back, and I got a perpetual one. And so I was all getting organized to get out, and I wasn't as far to the door. I wasn't as far from my car as I am that front door of mine, you know, to get into the store. So I put my keys in the car, pulled my coat off and laid it in the seat. It's gotten so warm. And had the door open. But while I was getting all this ready, I saw this young man go in front of the car, and he went on down to the end of the building and turned down, you know, but he wasn't gone a minute. And he came back, and I thought he's going back in the store. Instead of that, he jumped off the curb. He just walked off the curb, and my door was already open. I was fixing to get out. And he had that gun in his hand. And he said, put your keys back in the, said, I want your keys. He told me that for, I pretended I wasn't understanding, you know, because of these hearing aids. And he said, put your keys back in the car, and kept it. And I blowed my horn. I thought that would scare him off, but it didn't. He just stepped up closer and held his gun closer to me, and he said, I'm going to kill you if you don't put that handbag in that car and get out. And I said, well, I'm 85. You go ahead and kill me, but you'll die too, and you can depend on that. And he left. But the good Lord was with me, because now I know I never would have said that.
My great Aunt Pearl, the lion-hearted. Said my great Aunt Pearl, the lion-hearted. Fears no man, gun or not.
So that.
But tell him about going on and getting the other.
Going in and all.
Well, now about getting the two ladies, he got him a car and they're.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. When he left me, there's a bunch of cars facing west and east, and west and east, but I was facing south against the building, right up against the store. And he walked down there, and it's about, I would say, the fourth or fifth car across the driveway. There's a pretty good wide driveway there. And I saw he was down there with them. Sport, some kind of jumpsuit probably, or something like that. And so about that time, a man came out of the store. He's about Glenn's size. And I told him what he was doing down there. He started down there, and then he turned around. I guess he thought, well, I know used me to get killed. So he went in the store, of course, as fast as he could go. And I locked my car and got in there as fast as I could too, you know. And by then I was getting a little bit shaky. But those women, I guess it was the lady and her daughter, she looked to be about 45. He took their car and everything they had. And she was in there came on in after I did, just crying like her heart would break. And I thought, that's just what I'd have been doing if I'd have done what he said to do, you know. And then, of course, it was 10 or 15 minutes till the police got down there. And then, of course, they asked me a dozen questions, and I told them all I knew, and just what I told you, that's all I said to them. And so they want to know what medication I was taking. And I told them, and I've taken high blood pressure medicine for a long time, but just the last 2 months I've been off of it.
Yeah.
And so they called an ambulance and said, we want you to get in it. We want to check you over good. And said, do you want to go to the hospital? I said, goodness, no. You know, I didn't want to go to the hospital.
Well,
and so they helped me up in there, man, and I was shaking by that time. And I'd left my coat in the car, and that wind was cold. So they helped me. Those were the cutest young policemen, you know. And they got me on each arm and lifted me up the big tall step, you know, to get into the ambulance. And I sat down up there, and they, you know, there was a what do you call them? The
paramedic.
Yeah, and he took my blood pressure and my pulse, and then they helped me down and took me back in the store.
Was you normal?
Yeah, and then the nice girls that work down there, I know all of them. You know, I go in there to the deli to you can get coffee for a dime in there. And if I'm hungry, I get something to eat, and I visit. And they all wanted to take me home. Every one of them said, I'll take you home. And I said, well, somebody will have to drive me. I didn't feel like I could, you know, drive.
Yeah,
and this lady in the bakery says, well, I'll take you, and I'll drive. And a boy followed from the store, you know. I said, you have someone follow us. I was getting kind of scared, but then it's all over. So he did. He followed us in here, and she put the car under the shed, on the carport, and brought my not my groceries, but I had several little packages, my boots, and I don't know what else, and brought all that in for me, and locked my door before she went out. And they were just as nice as they could be to me. So
I want to come back in here and make one note. Now, this is my great-grandparents, John Little and Roxanne Smith Little. My granddad's name was Roy Denver Little. And he's well, I'm not getting a good picture here of that, but that's, see if this will do a little better here at trying to come in and get that. No. Back up here and see if I can come in and do it any better. The little blonde-headed there, boy, is my granddaddy, daddy's daddy, Roy Denver Little. That's Grandpa, my grandpa. That's his mom. That's all of his older brothers and sisters. I didn't know he had so many brothers and sisters. And that's, of course, my great-grandpa right there. And I think I'll sign off right here.
Did I sound natural or not?
Oh, yeah. If we had a VCR where you could see it real good, I could play it for you on the
Yeah,
TV.
I wish I did have. But I don't pay much attention to even the stereo or the TV.
Yeah. If it's not going to bother you, what I was going to ask you is where Grandma, your mother and Daddy are buried.
Oh, I want to find a picture of it.
Okay.
I've got her. Oh, and
Where's Forest Grove at?
Forest Grove, it's just not about 3 miles, 2 or 3 miles north of Lucas. That's south of McKinney.
South of McKinney?
Yeah.
He's wanting to get all that.
I wish to goodness. What did I do? Wait a minute, maybe I put it over here.
Here, Mike, you need to move that out of her way.
That's okay. I went through photographs till I thought I was going crazy.
Yeah, but you know, Mary put all ours and got them in books, and she sat there 2 days
Maybe it's in
doing it and putting them in books, and she had it all done, and then we still had a suitcase full of pictures.
Yeah, I've got pictures.
But she got them where you can just sit down, and then she didn't put them in any order. She just put them where people didn't get bored when they was looking. And I like it that way. And what we used to have them in there by
No,
families,
these are
our kids, and
doggone it.
oh well.
I had a picture, we made a good picture. Oh, I believe it's in there. Wait a minute, I bet it's on the wall. Here it is. Come here, hon.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to find, and there it is. Well, I've got another one, but it's...
That's where great-grandma and great-granddaddy's buried there.
But you need to tell him where it is. I didn't know. I thought it was out of Murphy somewhere.
Well, she said Forest Grove, didn't you, Annie?
What, hon?
Didn't you say Forest Grove was where they were buried?
Yeah, Forest Grove.
Is that the name of a town, or is that the name of the cemetery?
No, it's the name of the cemetery. I think they call it Fitzhugh Cemetery now,
Okay.
but it's always been Forest Grove to us.
Okay. Now,
Okay,
Gray Little.
This is Gray Little, your ancestor. I don't know where to show or not. It's kind of dirty, been hanging there a long time.
Oh, no, I think that come in real good.
And next picture to the left is Thomas Little and his wife, Angeline. He's Gray Little's brother.
Okay.
Gray Little's wife is buried down here in the Kingston Cemetery, and I'll be going down the road in about an hour, and we'll go out there and I'll show them to you.
Okay.
And you can take pictures of them.
Okay.
Other than that, on the Little family, this is Thomas Little, the Gray Little's brother on the far left.
Yeah.
That's close.
And this whole round picture up here is Thomas Little and one of his sons and their families. It's not Thomas Little's whole family, it's
Right.
his son's family.
Right. Okay. Good. Just fine. They got plenty of light. That's your 50th wedding anniversary there?
That's made in '93.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you don't take mine with these old shorts on. I don't wear them as a rule.
Well, how about if I just...
How about cutting it off?
I will.
It's bad enough that way.
I'll just get a headshot. That's Lois Little and John Little.
Yeah.
Kingston, Arkansas. View from John Little's house here. You see about 9 miles off through the valley. He's got him a little tank down here. It's got fish weighing anywhere from 7 to 8, 9 pounds in it. Just a real pretty spot. Very pretty. A little old dirt road comes up here, just I think south of town, south of Kingston, just a couple of miles or so.
Where he got that name at, I don't know, unless it was his mother's people.
Yeah, this
Now,
is.
we was talking about Gray Littles earlier, still are. I run into more Gray Littles. I said, why, nobody named a kid Gray.
Yeah.
I said, I'll trace old Gray Little and see where that come from. And I found more Gray Littles than I did Tommy.
And this is my great-great-grandmother here, Nancy Stiles Little, wife of Gray Egan Little. She died in this is in Kingston, Arkansas. This is Kingston Cemetery. She died in 1889, and
October 11th.
this would be one of my distant cousins, John Little here,
She was born in
helping me out.
1819. See, Gray wasn't born until about 1827.
Oh.
I don't know what's on top of that.
Gray had a lot of half-brothers and sisters named Norris, and they're in this cemetery too. This is one of my great-grandfather's sisters here, and she married into the Smelly family, and she was married by this, no, here she is right here, Sarah J. Smelly.
David's tombstone.
Yeah.
See how that make you couldn't read it?
Sarah would have been a great aunt, and she was married by the Reverend J.W. Smelly.
I was walking along under a bluff and this rock rolled off and killed her.
My goodness. Mary Stiles, who was she? One of Nancy's sisters or brothers?
His niece.
Be niece of Nancy. Stiles, they have a reunion in Seymour, Texas every year in April, right?
Right.
I'm
I
just
stopped down the store.
getting that so I get it on tape here. That was a niece of Nancy and Gray's.
This is Nicholas and his wife right here, which would be her dad and mother. And they would be a brother and a sister, not your great-great-grandmother.
This is the wife of Thomas Little. They're both buried here. I'm going to go around the other side and get his name. This is my great-great-granddad's brother that did the school.
I'd sure like to know that man and talk to him a little while. Found out what he knew of Seal.
Yeah.
His dad died when he was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I'd sure like to know who he was. I've never been able to find out his name. In Hall County, Georgia, they had a tornado that destroyed all of their records.
And who's Nancy here?
She is a sister, full sister to Gray Little.
Full sister? So great-great-aunt of mine.
Uh-huh.
Nancy Cannon.
Her husband was killed in the Civil War. He's buried in Alabama.
Huh. Gray's nephew's here. Joseph, 1865 to 1880. Jackson, can't make out his.
1856 to...
1856 to 1870.
Near as I can, his death down was 10 years.
Yeah, Jacob, 1846 to
1877 to 1880. This is the last we pinned him down.
These are Thomas's, and they intermarried with the Littles. They were from Gainesville, Georgia, too. I'm in the middle of Kingston, Arkansas here at, I can't see the sign on his window, but it's Grandpa's. Yeah, let me get up there. Can't really make it out there. Oh, there we are, Grandpa's store. That's John Little's store here in Kingston, Arkansas. You go right out 74 about a mile or two to the cemetery, and then turn left and first right to go up to his house. It's just a good picture. A little gazebo here. Bunch's Grocery. Cobb's Market's right beside him there. little post office here in Kingston. Joe is wanting to get that John Little's air part.
Yeah.
Huh?
Pardon?
Did you tell her we was getting that John Little's part?
Yes. She, I don't think it's familiar with that exhibit or whatever. When you take that over there, be sure you zip it.
Oh well. I don't know if it's mine or camera. It says what, the gun and the block or whatever. Auntie, step out here a minute. Yeah, my eyes blurry. I can't tell what.
Who has to do that, but they sure make it hard.
Old-timey fainting couch.
Yeah, a lot of people don't recognize that, but it's kind of a unique piece, really. It looks like they built it, one end's kind of laid down, the other end's a chair. You know, it's really a pretty piece. I think they could make them nowadays, it'd be a pretty piece of furniture. Right here kind of shows you the picture of what the house looked like. Actually, facing that way, the porch used to be on the front. You can see right here, there used to be a porch on the front. And as they modernized and built on, they just moved things around instead of, you know, they just, this was probably once the front of the house, the way it's built here. And then, of course, I guess as they got parking back here, they got to use that for the front of us.
Sharks.
Yeah, I tell you,
They did a movie about that one.
it does something. It's really built on killings where it probably would never stand. But since it's down in that valley, the wind doesn't get a hold of it too bad. And I've been expecting to find it laying over every morning when they have a windstorm. But it's short. That's still.
Yeah, but the only trouble is that you can't swing it that way. Sir, I'd like to see Mr. Elliott. Well, I'm